Autobots, transform!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to George Reviews. I'm an 80s Transformer fan, and I'm super excited to be reviewing Soundwave. I finally found him. This is Walmart's exclusive reissue of Hasbro's Decepticon communicator Soundwave and Condor cassette Buzzsaw. They're packaged in a window packaging in a vintage style box. It's super vintage. It's not exact. We're going to take a look at that too. And here is the vintage artwork. It's almost like an HD reproduction of the vintage artwork. And Buzzsaw right there, looking spectacular. I remember as a kid staring at this box forever, dreaming about their world and the things that they did and who was Soundwave mentally and all of that stuff. Anyway, this is the recreation of the box. Front of the box, the top of the box, it shows you 5 steps, and in this case it might just be 5 steps, a little bit more than that, but it shows you the steps to transform him, just like the vintage box. The bottom of the box has the product shot down there, looking so sweet. I mean, these things were so awesome. I got this thing, the original, on Christmas Day. Man, I went to work on that thing. 1984, Christmas Day. Side of the box, same thing. Other side of the box, same thing. Back of the box is sort of kind of the vintage, like, I mean, it has the artwork, but they made these giant dual lingual text specs down there. You know, the world's changed a lot, multi-marketing and all of that stuff. An image of both. It tells you about the actual, I don't know if I can get it close enough for you to read it. The actual text spec is the same, other than having 2 languages, but it says the exact same thing. It reads the exact same way. The bio's the same. I guess that's what I'm trying to get out. And I'm not too sure about the strength and weaknesses, if they're the same. I can put that to the test though. And so right now I'm going to slide them to the side. I'm going to bring out the G1 vintage Soundwave. So I get them in so we could take a look. I got to kind of push them forward, but wait, let me see how close I can get them and have them both in. So anyway, here they are side by side. This is not a reissue or a KO. This is the original box. And you can see, like, his cassette is packaged reversed. It's supposed to be on the tape side, so you don't know it's an actual transformer or whatever. So they kind of botched that, sort of like they had Hot Rod reverse. So this is botched, but a lot of people haven't paid attention to that. You're going to learn something in this review that you never knew about Soundwave. I guarantee. I don't care how hardcore Soundwave fan you are. I'm going to teach you something today. So to the artwork, I don't know if this is just washed out over the years or when they reproduced it, they just made it super HD, because his shoulder over here is red and the cassette is trimmed in red, and on mine, I can say it can be over the years, it's more orangish. You see it, and I expect that because, you know, it's a recreation of a 35-year-old artwork, so I do expect that, but I'm just pointing it out, just kicking it about it. And of course, one is super minty first. So I'm gonna turn around to the back of the box so you can see the difference in the tech specs. The super vintage one, I'm gonna get them like this. Get it all in. Does that work for you? You see the differences. I don't know if that's really working out, but there you go. Just English on this box and dual languages on that box. And you can see more of Optimus Prime over here, more of his hand, and obviously it's cut out to accommodate the giant tech specs. Then at the top, slightly different right here. So you can't mistake this one for original. The robot points down here you can mail away, and no robot points down here. You can clip out the authentic generations. They just trimmed it, like, I don't know what that does if you sent it in. So anyway, on to Soundwave. I'm going to get this guy open. I'm going to slip the tape on this one side of the box. Oh man, I remember the feeling, except minus the styrofoam. So he's not clammed in. He's just in a single shell with a couple tie downs on him. And nothing further in the box. And the best thing about this, I really didn't need a Soundwave, but I didn't have this version, and I'll get to that. As far as reissues, I got a couple reissues. They will be making an appearance. He comes packaged with sticker sheet, an instruction booklet, First I'm gonna get Soundwave out, and then I'll take a look at that. If I can get something, man. He looks to be taped in pretty heavy. And I'll go right here. Cut these ties. Oh, and there's some more around. But no, they're the same ones. And slide Soundwave out. Brand new minty mint Soundwave. And I see a few differences already other than the chrome that I just talked about. And Buzzsaw, little used on the cartoon Buzzsaw. All the reissues have very highly reflective stickers now, mirror type stickers. And man, you can see a big difference. That you can't fool anybody with this thing and pass it off as an original. I see it immediately. Take that guy, put him by Soundwave. He comes with a few accessories, and these accessories house a secret. And I know what you're thinking. You think you know the secret, but I bet you don't know the secret to these accessories. I'm gonna get to that. He comes with 3 projectile slash gun tips, and we'll see. I'm curious to see if these are spring loaded. Very curious. I'm gonna go right to that right now and see if it's spring loaded. And no, they do not fire. The previous Toys R Us reissue did not fire, but I know they made Starscream's weapons fire, so I was curious, but they do not fire. So if you want to know already, they do not fire. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you about these weapons, they double as batteries, and you might have thought that was my secret that I knew about this toy that you don't know, but that's not it. But they double as AA batteries. So his weapons, you would open up this back compartment here, and then like this would clip on your belt just like the 80s and plug the headphones in. And he came with headphones in Japan, overseas, but in the United States they just dropped it. But you should be able to plug in headphones to this guy. It didn't work, but you could plug them in and have the illusion. But AA batteries, they would just go in here. And there's a little groove in there for the little peg. In real life, one would go up and one would go down. And slide the cover on there. And then that you stored the weapons, and it was a functioning cassette, which was very, very cool. Except for these things, that you just had to put these somewhere as best you can. So this is Soundwave's cassette mode. Wait, I'm going to take his cassette, push this button. Oh, it's not spring loaded. It's just gravity just makes it pop out or whatever. Put the cassette in here. Close that up. And here is Soundwave in all his G1 glory. Wow, how awesome is that? Okay, moving on. I was going to save this for the end. This is a, if you didn't know, now you know moment. For my reviews, every now and then I'll drop some knowledge on you, especially with these G1 guys. So you can remove the batteries and weapons from the back of Soundwave, and you can take this. Everyone knows it as a shoulder cannon. This is the hidden accessory, a secret that you didn't know. I don't care how hardcore of a Soundwave fan you are. Most of you guys did not know this. It sits right here, right? And you think it just sits right there for robot mode, and it's just a weapon accessory. But no, that's not just what it is. This has been lost over the years, and I'm finna drop it on you right now at the beginning of this review. You would take this thing off, and I know because my sister had one, and it would be attached via cord to Soundwave, and you would talk into it. This was actually a microphone, so you can record or dictate notes back to the cassette player. This is actually a microphone, and a lot of people don't know that. I mentioned it in one review, and one guy went nuts like, dude, it's just batteries. No, this is a microphone, and you would speak into it, and then they just made it double as a shoulder cannon as a battery. So this actually has 3 functions, and if you didn't know, now you know. So on to Soundwave. Let's get on to this guy and check him out. He has I believe on and off over here. These little buttons actually function. They've always functioned. Coming over here, he has the volume up and down. It rolls, not very smoothly, but it rolls. And then he has what, rewind, fast forward. This one obviously play, pause, and I guess maybe record right there. No, record and stop. They actually tell you right there. I'm missing it. Record, stop, fast forward, rewind, and play. Obviously, this is eject. This is the right speaker, left speaker right here. So, and it ejects just fine. And like I said, if you notice the door, it is not chromed out. This is the first version that I didn't see where it was not chromed out. It's just painted gold. And I'll get to some comparisons with that. Just a second. Give me a second. Turning them around. It's cleaned up pretty well back there. You can see his head. But man, I love this toy. I love the square, what people call a brick. I love that about it. I love my clunky, robotic 80s movies and toys, man. I loved it. And the buttons are raised out like Sound Blaster. They just modified it, and I'll get to that too. So that's pretty much it for that in this mode. Also, I just pulled out Laserbeak accessories and was floored when I saw the fact that they cut the lasers at the end, probably for safety reasons. But the previous United States release at Toys R Us retail had the extended missile. So I'm wondering what happened with that, because Prime got the extended smokestack. So I don't know what's going on with safety regulations. I'm not going to pretend like I do. So anyway, I'm screwing him to the side. I'm going to come to the G1. Slide him out the pack. This bad boy has been out one time since I owned it. The previous owner told me he never transformed it, and I transformed it one time. So and it comes with this little cover over the toy itself, and he's packaged in styrofoam. Obviously they don't use styrofoam anymore because it's not environmental friendly. That's what they claim. But they still use a lot of stuff. They still use styrofoam and a lot of stuff. My TV came with a lot of styrofoam. So here is Buzzsaw and Soundwave. I'm gonna start with this comparison. Put him in his chest for right now. Okay, and get these guys side by side. You can see the chrome finish around his tape deck, which is now lost over here. It's just paint. Get them both at the same time. And then the biggest difference are the buttons down here. You see how they're raised out, and the little hinge for the door is on the side of the buttons. Over here, Soundwave buttons are deep within his waist, and it's partially covered by blue plastic through these two parts right here. And the whole thing is just hanging out. And then the corners of the buttons are filed down more. I want to say to a point, but like they're just not as thick and fat as over here. You see it? It's a big difference. So you can't be fooled. Like if you know your Transformers, seeing this immediately, I know it's a reissue. Then there's the color plastic difference. This is a little bit darker. The Decepticon logo is different. It's a softer purple. This is a darker purple. But other than those things I pointed out, I think it's going to be pretty much the same all the way around. Yeah, it's pretty. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same mold. Now I'm going to eject the tapes. I got them back far enough, and I already showed you. You probably saw the huge difference in the tapes. This is a bright orange, and this is a washed out orange with a more chrome silver. This one's chrome silver too. It always was, but they went all the way for these reissue super chrome. You can see the 60 very well. This, I guess, the 60 minutes of playtime. And you can barely see it on that one. It has, what does that say? Metal something, and it's cut off right there. And I think this one sort of kind of says it. I can hardly see that. I need some damn glasses. So that's the difference on this side of the tape. And you can see where I only transformed it once. You don't lose this punch right here till you transform it. And this one is out over here, but this side still has it. And turn them over. The gold looks different. This one is a little bit more bronze. The red is more vibrant on the original, and you can see the difference in the Decepticon logos as well. Again, this purple is deeper. So that is the difference in these two cassettes. I'm going to move the vintage one off to the side for now. I'm going to concentrate on Soundwave. Close this door up and transform him. Just pull the leg down. Make sure I got it all in. Pull the leg down on the side. Now, over time, Soundwave legs would wear out because most people would just pull down on it like this to separate it. but it's actually meant to slot down first. Pull it down first like that and create that space, and then turn it and transform it. And this will slow down. I mean, I don't know how many times you're going to transform, but this will slow down the sag. And you pull out his metal feet. These feet are still die cast. They kept the die. All these reissues, people ask, do they still have the die cast? And a lot of people remember them having a lot more die cast than they had, but they don't. And slot the fist down. Like, he has the die cast in his waist, right in there, the pins, and then just the feet. And pull his head up and rotate it around, and there we have Soundwave. The paint is a little bit sloppy on my mouth. It's coming over the top. You see, excuse me. But he feels super sturdy. He's super tight, and then you can push these hinges in. He's super tight. And take his weapons, his gun, the battery transforms into his gun. And again, it is not spring loaded. Bummer. I guess they would have had to make the missile like another inch longer if you were to spring load it or something. And he has that. And then you take the microphone / battery, and now it's a shoulder cannon. I bet you it's a lot. And again, you can put this guy in the chest just to complete the look. All right, let's hit Soundwave's Articulation. He has a lot for a G1 figure, and it's not much for a standard figure, but for a G1 figure, he has a lot. He was very well done to me. His head 360s, and he can look up because of the transformation, or look back, and he can't look down at all, but his head 360, so he can look left and right. This cannon, it just pegs in so it can swivel. His arm 360. A lot of guys can't do that, and you can slide it out, you can move it in and back because of transformation like that, but that counts as articulation. Has an elbow bend, getting this much out of it, coming to his hand, and there's nothing at his hand. Coming to his waist, and there's nothing at his waist. Coming to his upper thigh, you can rotate it. On the box art, he had that one leg kind of turned out like that. He just has the fold up for transformation, and I mean, that's kind of goofy right there, but he can do that if you want to. And his foot is just transformation fold up, so really nothing out of there. There's no rock or anything, but far as transformation and look, he's awesome. And if you didn't know, he is the basis for the Decepticon logo. If you didn't know that, I know it was pretty obvious, and a lot of people thought that, and maybe it was never confirmed, but Hasbro and Bud Budiansky actually confirmed it, that he is the basis of the Decepticon logo. So if you didn't know, now you know. Wait a minute. Himself, so I'm going to eject the Condor known as Buzzsaw. And we're going to transform him. Bring his legs down first of all. His feet. He only has like 2 talons in the front. And then this one was meant to be a talon in the back. That's supposed to be the hinge right there where he close up. Never really saw him do that, but they sculpted it in what he's supposed to be. So anyway, extend the wings, pull the head out, and boom. And take his weapons that have been highly modified, and plug these guys in. And there he is. I mean, the chrome is just beaming. And that's another positive for when you get these reissues, because most of us collectors have open transformers and collect like that, and you never realize how worn away. You might think your transformers are mint until you see a mint brand new one, and it's just like, whoa, it blows you away. So there he is. And now I will apologize. Now I'm not going to transform this thing because I've only done it once, and I got another Soundwave, so I'm not going to bring that out. But I am going to show you his weapons to this vintage one. I'm going to bring out his weapons. Keep them in this little baggie. It didn't come in this little baggie. The original baggie is gone, but the weapons came on what they call a tree or sprue. And here they are. These are super chrome as well. Right there with you. Back at you. Back at you. And I can't show you, but when you plug the vintage weapons in, I think I'm going to try to get a vintage figure out here. the weapons on his back sit a lot closer, and this gap is closed more. So other than these tips, you can know a vintage from a reissue or knockoff because this gap is closed a lot more. So, but anyway, this is how they came. Now they cut the weapons off the sprue at the factory and reuse the plastic instead of sending it to you to throw away. So that's why you have all this. And here is Soundwave's vintage. This is the real deal, 1984, boys and girls. This is his missiles, and again, it comes on this little tree or sprue, whatever people call it. What's the community transformer term for it? I don't know. But that is the actual vintage original weapons. Screw him back. Just gonna keep rolling through this. I ain't gonna cut and come back. So I am going to get to the reissue sticker sheet. And instruction booklet. And ever since Optimus Prime, they've started coloring these things in. Starscream, Devastator, and Hot Rod were not colored in, but now they are. They had like the vintage. Here is the front of the book, same image, and it folds out like this to show you the steps and the transformations. And the back side, and there is an awesome little color finish photo right there. That is pretty sweet, man. You talk about taking me back to Christmas Day. I had a ball on Christmas Day. I can tell you more about it, but I'm gonna save it for my G1 reissue where I will transform that thing. So that's his booklet, and this is his sticker sheet. I think I'm gonna put these on. I don't know if I put stickers on my Soundwaves in the past. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sticker this one up. Then I'm gonna come to the real deal. The vintage one came with the red decoder bar, so you can decode the tech spec on the back of the box. He came with instruction booklet. This thing open, and it read from right to left because it was not originally made as a United States booklet. And the reverse of it, all color, all G1 goodness. Man, you just gotta love it. It still can't be touched. The reissue is pretty cool so far, but you can't touch this thing. Pre-rub. And then it came with the catalog. I don't even want to open it. The catalog for the vintage toy. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. And his sticker sheet. Let's check out the sticker sheet side by side. Transformers Soundwave, or just Transformers anyway. And you see the high gloss on this one and the soft sheen on this one. So these are the two sticker sheets. And one more thing with the decoder, in case you didn't know or didn't remember, the vintage one, you would take the decoder. They made the little line. You could read them without it, but this made it a lot easier to see his power levels. And this one, I mean, you clearly see the lines on this one, but you can still take it and it still helps you read his power levels and Buzzsaw power levels. This is the first United States reissue of Soundwave. In case you didn't know he was out there, the paint's done better on the mouth. Let's get this one over here. They got a little slop on top, but it's pretty much the same. Then he still had the techie bits right here from the twin cast mold, and then the double doors. But this was sweet about it. The double door, how it sticks out, it almost looks like he's making Energon cubes. But you can eject one tape, and has a little indentation for you pull the other tape out, and eject two tapes. He held two tapes. And again, you see I got another Ravage and a laser beak. So again, this is why I did not buy the cassettes. I might get the cassettes if they go on clearance. If you're wondering like where are the cassettes, or he's gonna review the cassettes, I left them at the store if you didn't see my toy hunt video, because I got a ton of these guys. But these are different. The Soundwaves are different enough for me to enjoy the difference in the two. And his tape deck is trimmed in chrome, just wearing away on mine. And this is paint, and this is like crystal clear, and this is like a smoky translucent chest right there, which is like I said, it makes them different enough for me to like them both and enjoy them both like I knew I would. So here he's back in this bot mode, sporting all his stickers. What do you think? Chrome is excellent on this thing, by the way. Only thing it's missing is firing the missile. telling you. So get them out here next to the other guys, and here is the Japan release of Sound Blaster, and incoming, and that missile fires just fine and on target. Let's see if we get another one. Boom. But in the US, they don't fire. Okay, so let's get down to Buzzsaw. I wanted to bring out everything that these reissues came with. He only came with one cassette, obviously because these guys held 2 cassettes inside their chest. He came with Ravage and Laserbeak, and the new one only comes with Buzzsaw. This one came with Buzzsaw and Ravage. And again, this is why I'm not buying the cassettes unless they go on clearance. I would love to have them just displayed in the packaging, but they got to drop it down to like 12 bucks a piece. I'm not paying $20, and I got a boatload of them just to say I got them or just to review them. But I would love them sitting on my shelf whenever I finish my shelves in the packaging. But anyway, Buzzsaw. This is the new Buzzsaw. This is the former reissue Buzzsaw. You see the weapons where they cut down, and I'm assuming for safety reasons, the tips of the blasters on his back. Let me get them side by side. Take this one off and plug this one in. And now you can see the disparity in the length. And I guess that's for safety reasons. A lot of times, it actually broke off to this little nub. So if you buying it for your kids and they're going to be playing with it, then that might be even better, because you won't have that little broken off tip where the chrome's gone sticking out. So I don't mind it so much because of what it is, and it's still kind of there. It's not like not having the smoke snacks on Optimus. So, and then kill me, this chrome is so beaming. I don't even play with this. I rarely even take it out because I got so many out. I rarely take it out of packaging, and I don't know if it's just fingerprints, but it is not beaming like this. And then the gold, this is more gold, and this has got a little bronze to it. You can see it. Camera should be picking it up. And the stickers on the new one are more gold. And okay, everybody, so here's an insane shot of all my cassettes. Well, I'm missing 2. I can't find my blue Diaclone reissues of Laserbeak and Ravage. They're not the same characters, but they're basically blue Laserbeaks and Ravages. And I'm going to pan across these guys real quick. Like, a lot of these guys are vintage, and there are a few reissues sprinkled in here. Only a keen eye can spot the vintage versus the reissues. Both Rat Bats are vintage. It's a funny story about why I got 2, but both of those are vintage Rat Bats. And this is why I don't need any more cassette tapes. But if they go on clearance, I will get them. So to kick off the size comparison, here he is with Toys R Us reissue Soundwave. Here he is with G1 Blaster. Here he is with Titan's Return / Bumblebee movie Soundwave. Here he is with recent release Siege Soundwave. Here he is with Mattel's Batman, because it's Batman. Here he is with Granomir. Wait, what? Wait, who did this? Who's in charge of props? And last but not least, here he is with fellow Walmart reissue Optimus Prime. And this is how these guys scale. Okay, to close this review out, I do recommend grabbing Soundwave, picking up, even if you got the vintage one, even if you got former reissues, because he's just that cool. It's Soundwave. But I want to bring up the fact that at the exact same price, people are hunting this guy down and going nuts over this guy, but we're angry about Optimus Prime. The only real difference to me is he comes with the cassette that transforms, which isn't a big feature for the same price. And Optimus Prime has more die-cast. His entire chest is die-cast and his feet is die-cast. Over here, Soundwave, just his feet is die-cast. He has rubber tires and a lot more chrome going on. He came with 2 guns. So basically, you get a little bit more in Soundwave, but it's pretty much the same type of thing. But it was a big stink over Optimus Prime being 50 bucks, and no one said anything about Soundwave being 50 bucks. Everyone, they just love it. And again, the only difference, he's a little bit taller, but the only real difference is he comes with the cassette. So, I mean, you're looking at pretty much the same thing. So having rented that, if you can find Soundwave, I suggest you pick him up. He's scarce now because he's new and the scalpers have gotten him, and he's all over eBay right now, 75 bucks or whatever. But if you get to the store, he's $49.96, like 52 bucks after taxes, depending on what state you live in. And yeah, I'm happy to have it. I'm happy I tracked it down. You might be wondering, like, he already has a Soundwave, vintage Soundwave. But the best thing you can do, I keep my vintage one in the packaging, keep it nice and minty, keep the value up, and you can take and put them on your shelf and display them like this, like in the G1 catalog. You got them in both robot mode and alt mode, and it just looks great on display, just like that. So if you can find them, pick them up. Thank you for watching George Reviews. I am an 80s Transformer fan. You just watched a review of every toy. Even this one has a story.
Autobots, transform!